why don't you come over here and let's get started on today's video. Come, let's go. Let's get started. We have a lot to talk about today. Did a lot in the shed. Got only half of it done, per se. We still have the other side to tackle. Anthony was a great help this weekend. We got a lot, like I said, we got a lot done. But yeah, so let's kind of start this. I'm trying to do something a little different in this video. Kind of just talk to you guys and I guess add in some B-roll. Try something a little different. So we started in the shed. We ended up taking down the plywood, as you can see here. We also tried to avoid all the potential bird shit, chicken shit, whatever other shit was up there that we didn't want to get on ourselves. After we completed that, we moved on to the chicken coop. We took it apart in individual pieces just to try and save the 2x4s, just because it's something we can actually reuse. Obviously clean them off, get the chicken shit off of it, and that way it saves a little bit of money. We're not, you know, the plywood, even 2x4 is 2x4. It costs what it costs. It's like $3 and something here, $3.90 I think it is, for a piece of 2x4. Regardless, we took that all apart, and then once we ended up finishing with the chicken coop, we moved on to cleaning the area, cleaning the floor, just to move on to the next step. We moved on to the air vent, the pink things you see right now. You could see that we put those in, which allows air movement into the attic, I guess, or the upside of the ceiling, the roof, whatever. So we did that, and then we ended up picking up some R22 insulation, which you can see we have some more bags here, some R22. This is for the 2x4 studs, the 16 on center uprights. For the ceiling, you would want to get 23 inch insulation. Wow, I'm having a hard time today. But you get the 23-inch insulation. You end up putting that up in the rafters. And once that's up, you kind of just push it in. Once that's done, then you grab your vapor barrier, put up the vapor barrier, and use the staple hammer gun kind of thing, and you just slap it all up and keep the vapor barrier keeps the separation between the insulation and the plywood, and allows to control moisture, from my understanding. I could be wrong. So after that, we ended up putting a piece of 2x4 on the floor. We ended up putting a piece of 2x4 on the floor just to start the separation in the shed, to allow us to separate the shed to 11 feet. So I could basically have a storage area and make the other side of the shed a part of the shop, and doing the 11-foot section for storage. So after we did that, we needed to put plywood on the ceiling as well, and we took the 3/8 plywood and we sheeted the whole top of the ceiling before we could start building the wall, of course. And once that was done, once we kind of finished plywooding the ceiling, we didn't end up staggering it or anything like that. We just kept it straightforward. I didn't really care about the stagger. I know everybody's, oh, you have to stagger, but you know, we'll leave that. So once that was done, we started building the wall. We grabbed a bunch of 2x4s and we screwed some to the top, started structuring the whole wall, framed the door in, which door I feel was a great deal for Home Depot. It was $122, I think it was, for the door frame, which wasn't bad. You can see Anthony's here cutting the door to make it fit. It's got to trim it because the door is a little small. It's supposed to have a king stud or whatever it's called. We unfortunately don't have space for that, so we kind of ended up just leaving it framed. I mean, leaving it screwed into the piece of wood that's at the top, which is fine. It works. It's not nothing. We're not building a house here, but obviously still got to make it look good. But it's good enough. I think it's good enough for what we're doing. So I'm more than happy with it. After that, I ended up starting on the exterior wall, which we ended up measuring again, measuring the studs, the whole process basically all over again. And once that was done, we started moving on to the insulation, which you can see we put R22 on the exterior wall, and on the interior walls within code, I guess, is R12. And we ended up putting vapor barrier on both sides. Like I said, the vapor barrier is to help moisture control, but it's also because we're putting the plywood and I'm heating the space. From what Anthony said, because obviously he's more of an expert when it comes to the renovation stuff, he said that if we're heating the space, we need to put vapor barrier. If we weren't heating the space, then it wouldn't entirely matter. So, you know, and I kind of changed it on him. I originally said I wasn't heating the shed part, but not, you know, I just kind of want to heat everything. I want to make it comfortable in there. I want to just have it, you know, nice. It's part of the shop, so I just want to do it one time, and I don't want to do it 10 times. My motto normally is, you know, spend once, cry once. Get it over with, be done, and just don't have to spend it again. Anthony came by on a Sunday. Thankfully, he came by. We ended up putting up some vapor barrier. Once the vapor barrier was done, we ended up putting up the plywood. So we got the plywood up, jammed that all out, and you know, it didn't take. Got the plywood all up. You can see us cutting, getting it sorted, just like with getting the vapor barrier up. Pretty straightforward. Vapor barrier is pretty straightforward. And once we got the plywood up, and that was all done, we pretty much finished everything. So now I'll take you guys to the back with everything completed. Now that we've gone through this whole process, showed you guys the process, showed you how everything looks. So here you can see we have the R12 in the interior wall. This is the interior wall. We still didn't finish this side, but don't worry about this side. We'll get to that. It's still a little chilly in here, but it's a lot better than what it was. And here you can see the completed section. It has the plywood up. It looks pretty good. The racking you saw me working on will end up in here. I think I'm gonna end up putting one here, one in the middle, and one on the exterior, and maybe even one on this wall as well. Obviously we still have this side to finish, but I just needed to get the racking in here because I need to get the stuff out of the shop to allow me to what's the word I'm looking for? To allow me to finish painting under the mezzanine. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what I was looking for. Jeez, my brain's slow today. But anyways, like I said before, I need to get this done and everything else under here. So that's why we bought the racking, to kind of organize and move everything into the shed. And, you know, we'll see where we're going to get to today on anything else in here. But the next part of this, I'm hoping we could finish the other side of the shed there. I'm going to end up using 5/8 plywood. No, sorry, not plywood. I'm going to use 5/8 fire rated drywall. One, it's cheaper than plywood, and two, just makes sense. So we've come far from where we started, and you know, I'm happy with how far we've come so far, or how far I've come. Anthony, everybody that's helped, like I said in the last video, and I'm looking forward to getting it done. And there's not only this to do, we still got to do up there. Like, you know, we have plans for that, or I have plans for that, sorry. I'm just so used to we and including everybody, because you guys are here for the journey as well. So there's a lot more to do. I have a ton more ideas, a ton more work to do. And we also have to get the gym done, which we hopefully get to that in the next 2 weeks maybe over the Christmas holidays. We'll see how it goes because I really need to get the gym back in there. I'm getting a little plump, if you want to say. So I got to take care of that. But yeah, so that's it for this video. You know, if you guys can like, subscribe, all the common YouTube things, if you guys could do that, we can keep the channel growing, we can keep everything going forward, and just get to bigger and better projects eventually. I'm really trying to get to the car stuff, the car content. I know, you know, we're trying to get to the car content, welding content, all this other content we have planned, but I just need to get the space functional, and once it's functional, we can do anything you guys suggest, want. So again, like, subscribe, comment, do everything we gotta do. See you next time.
You're fucking killing me, bro. You're fucking...
What, your ass cheeks?
Yeah, they hurt.
They hurt? Means your undies